Many parts of the Boise National Forest are managed for multiple use. Near Cow Creek Summit, west of Mountain Home, Angus cattle graze on mountain slopes. These are known as rangelands, which provide nutritious forage for livestock and wildlife. These are working lands for local ranchers like Charlie Lyons and Jeff Lord. The grazing pastures are a crucial part of their cattle operation. Just over the hill, people like to go camping, fishing, and boating on the South Fork of the Boise River. In the Danskin Mountains nearby, people ride motorbikes and ATVs on over 200 miles of trails. Many people who recreate on the Boise National Forest on a regular basis understand that they need to care for the resource and share it respectfully with others for generations to come.
That's our beautiful forest, and there's probably inescapably important to keep it clean and nice.
Idaho is one of the fastest growing states in the nation. That's brought a lot of new visitors to the National Forest, as well as tourists from out of state. Newbies may not know much about caring, sharing public lands or multiple use management.
You know, it's really important for us is just that we're respecting each other, all the user groups that we have out here. You know, one of the key pieces to get along is just having a little, even if it's just a little bit of understanding about all the different resources and uses out there.
Let's go over some basics that recreationists need to know about coexisting with livestock on public rangelands, opening and closing gates, corrals, water troughs, and more. Oftentimes, forest visitors will encounter livestock gates on a public access road. Many are barbed wire gates used to keep livestock in a particular grazing pasture. The Forest Service, Bureau of Land Management, and Idaho Department of Lands divided rangelands into grazing allotments with fencing decades ago.
Basically, this allows them to move the cattle between allotments and allows them to contain them in a defined area.
But the barbed wire gates can be kind of intimidating. People might wonder, what do I do?
Probably a little bit intimidating. Reach out and bite you.
If you happen to come across a gate, be sure you leave the gate as you find it. If that gate is open, leave the gate open. If that gate is closed, please close the gate.
Open the wire loop over the wooden pole that holds the gate closed. Pull the wooden pole out of the base of the fence, open the gate, drive through, close it, and continue on your way. Generally, the gates are closed during the summer grazing season. This is when ranchers are rotating cattle through different fenced pastures. If someone fails to close a gate after passing through, cattle can drift back into a pasture that's already been grazed for the season.
Fences, particularly for cattle allotments, are really necessary to manage the operation. So yeah, if gates are left open, it can really disrupt a system. And if a permittee has just moved all their livestock through, close the gate, and then somebody leaves that gate open, you know, cattle, they might want to go right back to where they just came from.
We do rest rotations on our pastures, and the Forest Service has this on a schedule. We figure it out every spring with them at our annual meeting, what pasture we'll be going to and when. So when we move them out of one pasture into a next pasture, we don't want to go back and regather because somebody left the gate open.
In the fall, ranchers open the gates when it's time for the cattle to return to the home ranch. Rancher Jeff Lord demonstrates how he leaves a gate when he wants it left open.
You know, now if I wanted this gate left open, I would bring this gate all the way back to the fence.
But if it's open clear back around, just leave it how you found it.
Trail users may encounter a barbed wire gate on a trail or a two-track road as well. On group rides, the Boise ATV trail riders have a system for opening and closing gates.
We call it a cone system. The ride leader will open the gate, you drop the orange cone at that gate. That lets the tail gunner know that that gate needs to be closed. And we leave it the way we find it.
If you are driving to a trailhead, you may encounter cattle or sheep on the road. If it's just a few animals, move forward slowly in your vehicle at walking speed, and the animals will move out of the way. If it's a large group of cattle or sheep, ranchers may be driving the animals to a new pasture. They're called cattle drives or sheep drives. At times like this, it's best to just pull over and take pictures until the animals have moved off the road. Be patient. These situations are fondly known as a rural Idaho traffic jam.
What you do is you just move your machine at a very slow speed, and the cattle will disperse different ways, and they will allow you to get through them. We've been through sheep and that type of thing, and you ride very cautiously. Just creep through them so that you don't excite them or make them stampede or anything.
If you're hiking and you encounter cattle or sheep on the trail, be sure to leash your dog. If you're mountain biking, ride through the cattle very slowly, at walking speed, and they'll move out of the way. If you're mountain biking and you encounter a large group of sheep, it's best to dismount from your bike and walk through the sheep. Great Pyrenees guard dogs are nearby, and they will see bikers as a threat to the sheep. Walking your bike diffuses the situation. If guard dogs approach, talk to them and let them know you're human. Once you're through the sheep, continue your ride. Livestock corrals are a common sight in the Boise National Forest. They might be empty one day and the next day they're full of cattle. Corrals are used by ranchers throughout the season. Please don't camp in corrals or park vehicles next to corrals, blocking access to them. Rancher Charlie Lyons explains.
The facility is built for the management of cattle or sheep or horses, but I need access to them.
Water troughs are scattered throughout the forest, providing a critical source of water for livestock and wildlife. Oftentimes, the water troughs are used as a tool to draw livestock away from creeks and riparian areas.
You want to keep them dispersed, and water is a great way to do that. Water's scarce here just like everywhere else in Idaho, and the more spring developments or whatever you have, I mean, it's funny, a cow get used to drinking out of a water trough, they'll walk right by a stream to go drink out of a water trough when it's the same exact water. You know, and that's, you know, once again, that just helps the management of the resource. If you destroy that improvement, you're not just getting even with the rancher, those federal employees or state employees that are trying to do their job and manage a resource. So you're really hurting everybody.
In the dry summer months, water is crucial for every living thing.
About everything that's up here, from Hungarian partridge to sage grouse to elk to deer to antelope.
Sadly, the troughs can be vandalized by people shooting at random targets, riddling the tanks with bullet holes, causing leaks or worse. The bottom line is that shooting holes in livestock tanks is not only bad form, it's against the law. Generally, all of these tips are designed to show respect for different uses on our public rangelands, so we can enjoy the outdoors for generations to come.
Most people are pretty courteous. On the whole, it's a pretty good deal.
Care share is just respecting and sharing our landscape. This is everybody's.
My family's been in prairie for over 100 years, and we just like to keep that going. Just take care of the ground, that's what we're trying to do.